Yo, here's how I made this insanely good crit bow for LA Deadeye, following Popgun's guide. If you haven't watched this video yet, I've linked it in the description below, because if a guy like me who's a complete noob with zero crafting experience can make a bow like this, then so can you. So my video is just showcasing his guide step by step. So you want to go ahead and grab a Gemini bow, make sure it has at least 2 mods on it, and that's item level 81. You then want a greater Essence of Seeking, which will guarantee that that third modifier on it is the part that we care about, which for a crit bow is critical hit chance, right? So you want to make sure it's 3.7% or better. That's also because this part is relatively cheap, so it's worthwhile to reroll in case you also miss and make sure that you hit that important modifier. So of course we do. So at this point you'll then preserve Jawbone, which we don't care about revealing it so much as making sure that when we fracture, which needs 4 modifiers, it's actually a 1 in 3 chance because you can't actually target the Desecrated mod. So it's actually a 1 in 3 chance instead of 1 in 4. So unfortunately, we do miss, but you can just go ahead and repeat steps 1 and 2 because again, it is relatively cheap. So we're gonna keep doing that a little bit over and over, and hopefully we'll get at least 3.8%. Hell yeah. Okay, so we're gonna go back to step 2, which is preserve jawbone. Oh my goodness, preserve jawboning, right? Fractured Orb. Hopefully we hit the critical hit chance, which is the mod we. Okay, we do hit it, which is the one that we care about, right? Yeah. So now that we've done that, okay, we can go to step 3, which is annulling down until just that fractured modifier and 1 mod is left. Now, why do we do that? Because we are going to chaos spam. Now, we are looking specifically for a couple of different mods, which I've put on the screen. Go ahead and pause. And on average, it's going to take, well, a lot of Chaos Orbs. Unless you are me. Because, bam, we hit T1 Lightning. And that is extremely lucky with only 17 Chaos Orbs, right? Now, in step 5, we're going to use an Omen of the Liege and an Omen of Sinistral Necromancy with a preserved Jawbone to help narrow down the choices to hopefully be companion damage. Now this is because when we use an Omen of the Liege, it will guarantee a random Amamanamu, whatever his name is, companion damage is of those 3 that is listed, but that's a prefix, right? So we use Sinistral Necromancy to negate suffixes, because this will guarantee a prefix. Now if you don't do this method or you don't hit, you want to look for Crit bonus or any of the others on the screen now. And of course you can also use an Abyssal Echo. This will allow you to reroll, but obviously I'm super lucky and I knew I was going to hit, and boom, we do. So with all this luck, this bow is insane. Nothing can go wrong now, right? Yo, what the okay, this video's over. I'm sorry, guys. Thanks for watching. Okay, well, never mind. This guy's a homie. He brought it back for us. The bow is safe and sound. Oof. I don't know what happened there, but I guess that's also our luck streak continuing. So, into step 6, right? We're going to use an Omen of Dextral Exaltation, which will force this modifier to be a suffix when we exalt. Now, we don't actually care what this modifier is because in step 7, we're just going to use an Omen of Dextral Crystalisation with a perfect Essence of Electricity to remove this modifier. Now, normally it's random, but because of Dextral Crystalisation, it hits the suffix and boom, it's now a gain percent damage and extra light damage, which is insane, right? So now with step 8, you're going to go ahead and slam 2 Exalted Orbs, and because the prefixes are full, these are both these suffixes. Using the perfect Essence of Haste and perfect Essence of Battle, you want to use the cheap one first and then the expensive one, in this case Haste and Battle, because they'll both target the suffixes, right? But they can still target each other, so it's still a 50-50, because obviously the crit hit chance is fractured, meaning that it can't be targeted or altered at all. So in this case, you get really lucky, as always, and both of them hit on the first try. Now in this final step, you're just going to add sockets to the bow, you're going to improve the quality of it, and you're going to add ruins, specifically lightning damage. In this case, use Thin Lelt, Ruin of Spring. It is pricey, so in that case, if you can't afford it yet, just use Greater Storm Ruins until you can, or until you're willing to upgrade, but it does make a difference. Now, I want to give a huge thank you and shout out to Fubgun, because without him, none of this would have been possible, okay? I've included the video that I've referenced and basically just copied and condensed into this shorter, you know, not as good video, showcasing me following that guy step by step. So please go watch his version, his original version, because it makes crafting so approachable and interesting and breaks down the mechanics really well, and without it, none of this would have been possible. So thank you again, Fubgun. Now, as you can see, the fruits of our labor have revealed, bam, from 20k to 32k damage, right? Like that is, it's shocking, no pun intended, how big of a difference that is. Now at the time of crafting this on the 10th, which was a week ago, it was 10 to 13 div on the market. Editing took a while and I've never voiced over, so I hope I did okay. Let me know in the comments down below. But market prices obviously have changed a lot, but still it should be cheaper to craft. Now if you aren't as lucky as I am with like the Chaos Orbs, for example, it's going to be a lot more, but still it should be cheaper than buying it off the market by crafting yourself. So I wish you the best of luck if you choose to do so. Once again, thank you, Fubgun. Please watch this video. Take care. Bye bye.